Today's video, living with the dark winters in Sweden.
Ooh. We are Lisa and Greg, an American couple living abroad in Spain. If you are curious about the crazy, funny, and surprising differences between the US and Europe, you came to the right place. Hey, we are so close to 10,000 subscribers, so you guys have been amazing. So, of course, there's still room, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you can be a part of the family. We have so much fun around here. That's kind of what we do. And this is Jonah Jensen. And
yes, go ahead.
Okay, we did it was like a version of the Swedish national anthem. And in the comments, it was like the overriding theme was you need to watch this living with the dark winters in Sweden. So
midnight sun and polar nights.
Yeah.
So
that's what we are. And we're excited to watch it.
Yay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Let's see how, let me make sure I get everything adjusted. All right, here we go.
My name is Jonna, and I live in the north of Sweden.
Was it the north of Sweden that wasn't very populated? Do you remember that?
I thought that's what I remember.
Okay.
And we were wondering why. Oh, so that's a good catch. I totally forgot that. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, man.
That's like, that's not even real.
I know.
Dang.
But I think that was sped up, right? Because does it look like that?
I know.
Or is that a sped up version of it and it just kind of glides through? Yeah. I don't know. We haven't seen it in real life.
We've never seen it.
Yeah.
We know it's the Northern Lights, right? Okay. All right. And is that her house?
Unbelievable. Wow.
Oh my God. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light. And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is. Just like many other countries in the Northern Hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter.
Oh, cool. I think that's like ice fishing.
Oh, is that what she's doing? I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, I see. So she pushed the snow away to create
to get to the ice.
To get to the ice, and now she's doing it.
Yeah.
Contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter. In the winter, it's dark almost all the time.
Oh my God! It's 2 in the afternoon.
Dang!
Wow, what an adjustment for all of us, that would be an adjustment, but I'm sure they are used to it.
Well, they're used to it, but for us, it'd be like, I don't know, like 2:19, it's dark.
Wow.
And in the summer, it's light all the time.
Oh, wow.
During the summer, in the very north of Sweden, the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July.
That's like Alaska.
Yeah.
That's in the U.S., that's what we know.
End of May until the middle of July. So like a month and a half, the sun doesn't set. That's what she said. Oh my God.
Cool.
So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun.
Oh, cool.
I like that name. Is it too loud, babe?
And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite.
Okay.
For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month. And that is called the polar night. These extreme contrasts in light is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation.
I'd lose my mind if I saw that. I've only seen that
this
many,
right here?
Yeah, I've only seen that many stars a handful of times in my entire life. So
I went to Hawaii?
Went to Hawaii, and then when I was little, we lived out in a farm, so we could see stuff like this, but I would lose my mind in that. It's just so amazing.
That would be amazing.
relation to the position of the sun, and the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year. It's the middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now.
Oh, wow.
It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the trees. But winters like this one, when it's been cloudy every day, I actually didn't see a glimpse of the sun for over a month. But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again. This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month. Do you see this?
Wow.
And that feeling when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life.
Aww.
Even if it can be hard sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year. When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead. The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream to be out and capture the beauty of the bright nights of June.
Gosh, because it's more than just the sun. It's like the light. It's about the light. It's not, the sun comes up for us and it's just bright. Everything's just bright.
Right.
It's warm, it's hot, whatever. But for here, it's just the light over the trees. And that's why she's saying it's so amazing for a photographer. Wow.
And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day.
Oh.
And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know.
I bet.
It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's what we all look for. We all go out to watch the sunset, the sunrise, because it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean,
and she has that, obviously, not all day.
Not all day, but she said a few hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just remember there were times where we would wake up for the sunrise, and I those are like some of my most vivid memories as a little kid is the sunrise. So that would be so cool.
Wow.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape.
Oh my God.
And that is beyond beautiful. Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending.
Yeah.
But the darkness makes us see what is never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away.
God.
I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And for me, that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here. And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness. Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the earth, colliding with our magnetic field and creating the aurora borealis, the northern lights that dances in the sky. I can never find the right words to describe how much I love to stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day, as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it. But even though there is so much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them, because it's
Right.
not.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like what it's like. So, I mean, I would love to hear what your perspective of this is for those of you who live here. And I wonder if that's why, I don't know. I was going to say, I wonder if that's why it's not as populated in the North.
Yeah, it's harder for us. You know, there's some of us, and like our entire family gets energized by the sun.
Yeah.
So when we lived in Washington in the United States, because it was so rainy, we just had this urge we had to get out of there.
Right.
And that's literally one of the biggest reasons why we chose Spain.
Right.
Was because of the sun. And it's really important for that vitamin D in our bodies to actually boost your immune system and everything.
Yeah.
So she probably has to take, a lot of vitamins and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but they can probably have us see the beauty in the darkness. So like what are some of the things that they do? I mean, obviously, I know when the nights are longer, it makes you do things more, inside, with reading, things like that.
That's true.
So, just interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that. And for those who do feel like it's a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains.
Right. Oh.
But the winter and the darkness is definitely much more challenging. And I can only speak from my own experience now. The lack of sunlight makes me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up. It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our body naturally want to wake up with the sun.
Right.
And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day, compared to the 24-hour of good light in the summer. So the darkness, combined with the cold, make things a bit more challenging. And I know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
Yeah, that really messes with your circadian rhythm. That, the melatonin.
Why you use all these big words? I'm loving his music, by the way. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But having your circadian rhythm be messed up over time, it could cause other health issues.
Yeah.
If that's not back into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's good for your health, though.
It's good for your health?
Yeah.
I guess they do say that.
Yeah.
Man, I have a hard time. Like, if I just have to take a cold shower, I got problems.
I know.
I can't just jump in the cold shower. But she was just like, she jumped in there like it was nothing. Hold on. Let me see that again. It's good.
Yeah. My brother he bought himself a cold water bath.
Yeah.
It's just good for your muscles. It helps you relax. It does all kinds of stuff. I don't know. He tried to tell me what it did.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Ooh, she's preparing.
But of course, there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier. I want to mention a few things that helps me adapt better to the lack of sunlight. For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest part. The energy level is so low sometimes. And the cure to that is not always to sleep more. It can actually be to do the opposite. So I try my best to keep being active and moving my body as much as I can, and get as much daylight as possible. I go for long walks with my dog every day. And if the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing.
Oh, wow.
I also love to take ice baths. It's something I started doing a few years ago, combined with breathing exercises using the Wim Hof method.
Oh, wow.
And it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new...
That is so awesome. I've seen people do these, but this is an ice bath. Like, this is real. You know, it's not like a jacuzzi that you put some ice cubes
in.
This is for real ice bath. That is so cool.
Using the Wim Hof method, and it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most. Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening something in me that helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits. It's not for everyone, of course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during the winter time. So, I really feel a big difference in my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just something, a little every day that makes you feel alive.
Moving is improving.
Yeah.
When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food. Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save.
Oh, I was wondering if she was out there by herself.
Yeah, she had a guy with her earlier.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
Oh, what's that? An
What are
interesting
those?
Looking grape.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not a grape. Maybe it is a grape.
In the summer that we can harvest and
Tomato?
save for the winter when we need it the most.
Oh yeah, because of the
I think it's
vine.
tomato.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Wow.
Here in the north we have plenty of berries in the forest, so I like to pick tons of blueberries and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can eat berries and drink juice from berries every single day during the whole winter.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
A lot of prep work.
I also
Worth
like
it.
to pick different herbs that are good for our health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter.
Wow.
One of
my
my
goodness.
favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves. I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while they are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing again. And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements
go.
since we don't get anything from the sun in many months. Even though that would never replace the sun, I believe it can help a little bit.
Yeah.
The list of things you can do to handle the darkness is endless. These were just to mention a few. But I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature. I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just different. I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer.
That's true. That's a great point. You can't expect your body to feel the same year round. You have to make adjustments. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel lack of inspiration. And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down.
Aww.
That's what we do even on a monthly basis. We all do it and we probably don't even know it, that there's cycles in the way our energy works all throughout the month. Sometimes when you have that energy to go and create, you do it right then and there, because in a week or two, you're not going to feel like doing anything. It's just your body's. It's best that you always just succumb to that feeling and allow yourself to do as you feel, it makes you, it gives you, it creates less, it's less stressful on your mind and your body if you do what you feel is your body's trying to get you to do.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down. A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we?
That's true.
This way of thinking changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the summers. They both have their own benefits and challenges. And I think it gets much easier when we let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature and the cycles in ourselves and learn to live with it, like a dance.
Wow, she's a great filmmaker.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
So this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective. The extreme contrasts in light also creates a bigger contrast to the seasons, and they all have their own beauty.
Oh, cool. I think it's like the same
Same thing.
location, yeah.
Also creates a bigger contrast to the seasons, and they all have their own beauty.
Oh, wow.
I love the constantly changing seasons, and that you can see and feel how the light changes a little bit for every single day that goes by. The beautiful balance of light and darkness is my greatest source of inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
Oh, man. I love that music. Wow.
Oh my God, that makes you just want to like
Oh,
take
man.
your shoes off and run in the field.
I
Do some
know.
twirls in the field.
Man, that was so awesome.
Yeah, it's so grounding out there because you're walking around, always touching the earth, always walking around barefooted.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I can't wait to hear just your ways of getting through that time of year, the different seasons like that, and just, hearing your perspective. Man, that is super interesting. It just makes you think differently.
Yeah.
About like just going through every day.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for recommending that. All right, let's see what the people got to say. I'm pretty sure they got some good stuff to say. They better. Sorry. A flower would never force itself to bloom during the winter. So why would we? I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Feels like her soul and nature both are connected.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. And hold on. I'm just going to read this one. I was born and lived most of my life in the northern part of Russia.
Mm.
Your video made me cry. Our northern views are very similar to Swedish ones. Words cannot express how much I miss the white nights and the polar nights. The severe northern nature. I miss picking mushrooms and berries in the fall and breaking birch branches with my grandmother in the summer for our Russian sauna. It always seemed to me that a human should be drawn to places where life is easier and sunnier, but I moved to Serbia and realized that I will forever remain a northerner.
Aww.
All right. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, we do want to let you know that we started a Patreon. And we have options there. You can get some for free. We have paid options, everything. And one of the big things we did was we actually started a Discord for anyone to join, where we're hoping to build a nice community, have a place for you to go and share video ideas and things like that.
Yeah,
so
just chat.
yeah, just check it out. So we'll definitely include a link to that in the description so you can go and check it out. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Peace.